You are watching Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning to all of you viewers on the coolest coast and beyond around the world. Kristin, it is so good to see you
Good morning.
on this cold day. It is
Cold,
so
damp,
cold and
rainy.
damp. Yeah, we were so close. We were so close to this. We were so close. And here we are, Kristin, back in black.
Yeah. Let's see if you guys recognize this. This is what I'm just going to say. If it's a day like this and you need a little pep in your step, AC/DC might be the way to go.
We've got a new theme song today for Coffee with Kristin and Tina, and it's AC/DC Back in Black because that's what we feel like we need on this chilly May morning.
Yeah, I had to bust out a hoodie and some closed-toed shoes. It's terrible.
I know I've got a sweater and a scarf, and here once again we match in our blacks.
We cannot, this is only divine intervention. We cannot do this on our own.
It's like we're surfing the same cosmic vibe, Kristin.
Ooh, I like that. Surfing the same cosmic vibe. Nice. Well
So
done.
thanks. I'm just glad that today's weather is not the weather that you had this weekend.
Yeah, so we had our first camping trip this past weekend. We were at Point Beach State Park, close to home in case anything goes wrong. But yeah, look at this. It was like
Shorts.
pure summer. The water was very cold because it's very early in the season, but it was stunning. Like you could have laid out in the sun. We all got some color and some sun just playing outside, and we ate ice cream. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a concession stand at Point Beach State Park, and you can get treats there. So we got Cedar Crest ice cream and walked the beach, and
So that's
it,
cool that the concession stand is open already. By the way, good morning, Connor.
yeah, totally open. The campground was packed. The kids biked and ran and played and just did all the things. It was an amazing weekend.
It looks like a nice night too. The picture of this fire is so beautiful. I love this shot.
So we have to give photo credit where credit is due. Doug took this picture.
Well done,
But yeah,
Doug.
this like Friday night and Saturday night, it was so nice out. Like we could sit with maybe just a hoodie on right up until we went to bed. And I think Friday night we maybe stayed up until maybe 11 or so. And Saturday night was a little bit earlier. I think we were all just burnt out from all the fresh air, but it was awesome.
And because it's this early in the season and still a little cooler, were there few to no bugs? Or was that
Yes.
a bother?
We got so lucky. Yeah, very minimal bugs. The one thing I would say is so if you're familiar with Point Beach, there's a lot of little spots where it's like marshy and wet. And we had so many frogs. Like at night, the frogs were so loud. And it was really cute. On Saturday night, Nora was crawling into bed and she's like, Mom, those crickets are so loud. And I was like, honey, those are not crickets. Those are frogs. They were croaking and croaking and croaking slow, loud.
Which is really special too. I love to hear the frog song in the spring. And like if you're in the middle of the city, you just don't get that treat. You have to
Yeah,
go out where they are.
right. Um, Friday night, we heard a whippoorwillow singing. The cranes flew over Saturday morning, like early. We were still in our camper, but I could hear them like fly over, and
Whoa.
it was an awesome weekend all around. We were with great friends. The weather was great. Like everything was just fabulous.
Yeah, and the beach just goes on for miles at Point Beach. I love that. I love where you almost can't see to one end or the other. It just feels like you have this whole expanse of the world to explore.
Right. And it's really cool. So if you guys think back, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when we had the blizzard in April, the beach space there was kind of gone. And whether that was, high water or just the conditions of that season, there was no beach. You couldn't walk the beach there. And so it was awesome to go there and be able to get down on the beach again and just have that experience. And the kids obviously put their toes in the water and the whole deal.
That's right. I forgot that the beaches for a couple of years were essentially gone because of the high water level.
Yep.
That's right. Welcome back, Point Beach.
Right. Right.
Hey, when you guys were there, did you get to see the total lunar eclipse?
We did not. What time was it? What time did that happen?
It started at about 9:30 and went until sometime after 11:30. The
Yeah.
cloud cover rolled in, and so I gave up at around 11. But
We did not see it. We saw a beautiful bright moon. You can always feel when it's like lighting everything up. Um, but no, I didn't see it. How was your
okay.
experience?
It was super cool. It was just so cool to watch it, because it was that nice night. I actually opened up the back hatch of my car and made a little nest with all my blankets and just sat out there, checking
Awesome.
it out. Then Teague had been out with some of his friends and he came home. I'm like, dude, he's like, I know we've been watching it through binoculars. So he
Nice.
came and we watched a bit of it together. And it was just cool to have like celestial conversation with my team.
Right.
To connect about anything is awesome, but to, talk about a total lunar eclipse. And then, there were questions about how often does it happen? Who else can see it? So we messaged a friend in Colorado. She's like, I'm watching it right now. So it was kind
That's
of cool to
cool.
know that it was this shared experience.
Right. Yeah. All different places, but everybody's looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
I
love
love
that.
it.
I know, right? Oh, so cold. So, Kristen, you sent me this picture of coffee while you were camping.
I know. I mean, I just okay, we're having coffee on the coast. I'm literally on the coast of Lake Michigan in my camper. This is the view. Like, if I'm sitting at the kitchen table, like I said, there's this little, I'm going to call it a pond, but I'm using that loosely. It was a water hole, but tons of birds and just all things around. And then, if you guys remember last week, I mentioned Doug's kind of theme birthday for me was I got a new coffee pot and I had that special mug last week that is here at home. Well, he bought me a set of these for in the camper. Aren't they so cute?
Yeah, they are. And does one of those represent your style of camper?
Yeah, so well, it's fun because over the years, prior to us owning a camper, we actually rented campers. So we have rented a number of different ones. We've rented an RV before we drive, like kind of the one on the left in the middle. And then on the other side, the one that goes up over the bed of the truck, that's kind of what we have now. So it was, even the girls were like, "Ooh, we've had this one and we've had that kind and we've tried this one." And it was really fun to see the girls engaging with it, but I just thought they were like, this was just a beautiful moment. I had a pack of thank you cards along. I was writing thank you cards out for my birthday and drinking coffee. And I'm like, I got to send Tina a picture of this. Like, this is pretty awesome. It was very peaceful.
Yeah. And the view too, Kristen, is awesome. I can see why you could hear the frogs. And the second question I have is when you go camping at Point Beach, do you always like go for the same spot or do you mix it up? Like, is it all around the park so you have different experiences?
Yeah, we've been in all different spots there. To truthfully, anybody else that has camping these days, you've got to take what you can get. The campgrounds are absolutely packed with people out. And so you're almost lucky to get a reservation these days. So,
Oh, wow.
yes. So we booked, I think we booked the sites for the last weekend in July of 21
Nice.
to
Nice.
get
So you know that you'll be going back. That's awesome.
right. Right. So,
Okay. So that was your awesome, cool camping coffee mug.
yes.
Show us the coffee mug that you're drinking out of today. Tell us about that.
I know. This is so cool, you guys. Okay, so my girlfriend Raisa, who often comments on the show, love her dearly. She gave me this. I'm not doing a good job today. She gave me this for my birthday. And we talked about this on the show, I don't know, months ago. But it says distance means so little when someone means so much. Sorry. Like, I think my brain is still sleeping today. So Raisa lives in Calumet County. So these normally have states on, is what we talked about last time. But she has a friend that makes these. And so she had Calumet County and Manitowoc County put on. Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, I love it. That's an awesome gift.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best. So
Does her friend that makes those, does she just do it, like, as her own hobby, or does she have a little business?
No,
Because that
they have a business.
what's it called? Because wouldn't that be a charming souvenir to have available in Manitowoc?
Um, it is a charming souvenir, and I will find out because I don't
Okay,
know. But
cool. Very cool.
so cute.
Yeah,
Love it.
nicely done, Raisa. That's super cute. Does the coffee just taste better when it's a special mug?
Yeah, I think for sure, yes. So
Nice.
one thing I will say about this that I like, and I don't mean to gripe on Yeti, but sometimes for Yetis, the coffee is too hot to drink.
It doesn't, like, cool off at all?
Has anybody had this experience? No, you like pour it in, and unless you wait like 2 hours, like if you have time and you're gonna go back to it, beautiful. But if you like drink it right
Oh.
away, it's so blazing hot you can't. And what's nice about this is it must just release enough heat. Like it's nice and warm, but it's not mouth burning.
Hey, I see that, Mary popped on and said, "Good morning, ladies." That reminds me, Kristen, we went to see Clue on stage, at the Capitol, performed by the Maskers. It was funny. It was just a great show. We had a great time. Mary had a tiny little cameo part, like, probably the shortest stage time of all of the performers, but it was the most memorable moment. It was fantastic. Like, for having a short time on stage, this girl completely rocked the role. Jason and I were, like, hooting and laughing, and it was like she comes on, she's a singing telegram, and then she gets shot and has this phew, the quick death scene. And the way she performed it, literally, she got her own applause for a few moments from the audience.
That
So bravo, Mary.
well, congratulations, Mary, on your show and your teeny part that was clearly impactful. It was a big hit.
Mhm.
I my godmother went and I saw her on Friday. She went Thursday night. She said it was fabulous. They laughed, had so much fun, that it was really good. And she also said that the Capitol is very busy on Thursday night, which again makes my heart so happy. I love seeing people come out.
Mhm. Mary makes a really good point too. She said, "I figured I would bring it. I'm only on for a few seconds." And that harkens to that old phrase that you hear that there are no small roles, only small actors, right?
Right.
So a big actor, a great actor makes even the smallest role totally memorable.
Yes. Well, it's so cool that you got to go and again see it. Like those are all local people in that show. So I think what a fun experience.
Yeah, and I mean, a big shout out to everyone that staged that show. All of the actors on stage, I mean, they were well cast. The set was amazing, Kristen. They had all of these rooms that, like, at one point it might be a door that opened up, but then the whole wall would turn out and suddenly it's the lounge. Or like there'd be like this trap door, like a portion of a wall might open and they would go through. And then
Cool.
like another wall would like flip out and now it's the conservatory. It was amazing. They had this big wall that would like go up and it would reveal the front door and then it would come down and so suddenly now it's a different room. It,
Ooh.
it was brilliant.
Who did the staging and set?
Okay, so it was directed by Claire Ann LaViolet, and I'm
Yep.
pretty sure that the set design was done by and built by uh, Warren Schmidt.
Okay, that's like he is a magician at sets like that. I when you're talking about it, I'm like, I wonder if Warren did it.
Yeah, yeah, totally. It was awesome. And then the costumes too, right? It's Clue, and in the board game, each character has a color, right? There's Miss Scarlet, Mr. Green. They all had the perfect costume that represented their character, that pulled in the color. I was just blown away.
Yeah, the personality of that character.
Mhm.
Super fun.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
it was a great date night and just awesome to be, like, right here in our hometown enjoying that level of entertainment.
Right. Right. Well, I just know from being online on the Capitol's website and like going to order tickets, there are so many shows coming up. So here's a plug for the Capitol Civic Center. Go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's interesting because the Capitol has seen so many improvements. I remember back in the day, like, maybe as recently as, like, 20 years ago, where there was where there wasn't air conditioning. So, like, pretty much during the summer, they'd be dark, right? They wouldn't have shows because there wasn't air conditioning. So the
Sure.
fact that it's year round and that it's comfortable, Yay, Manitowoc.
Yeah, we've got cup holders now. There's a ton of leg room there. Like the way that they did the seating there when they redid it a couple years ago, it's fabulous. It really is.
Yeah, 100% agree. Okay, so I've got a question. Viewers, I saw this post yesterday on Facebook, and it's super cool because of the history, right? It's this laundry clip bag for Cornelli Dairy. And so I wonder if Chris Cornelli is watching. I'm thinking, Chris, is this your family's dairy? But look at the phone number. The phone number says 30F11. And I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to process that.
So if you don't, I definitely don't. I don't. But knowing Chris and knowing her family's dairy history, knowing how her last name is spelled and that it says Manitowoc, I really, really believe this has got to be her family.
Which is super cool.
A piece of history from her family, I should say.
That's cool. But so if you're watching, if you know how this type of phone number would have been used, can you let us know? Is this one where you'd pick up the phone and you'd say 30F11? Like Transylvania 65000 or something like that? Or was it a rotary phone and then you just had to push whatever number represented F? Does the F mean Francis Creek? What does that say? Like, who can tell us about this?
I want the F to mean farm. It probably doesn't, but in my mind, that would be a fun thing.
Or is this so old that it's the crank phone? But if that's the case, how did the number work?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this has to be like when you call the operator, I feel like this has to be like an operator thing.
Right. Steven says that his grandmother used to have a bag like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hanging outside, putting all the clothespins in it, hanging up the sheets on the clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. So the person that found this, George Gaz, it was posted from the History of Manitowoc County. I wanted to say the Historical Society, but that's not what it is. It would be cool for Chris maybe to get in connection with them and see where this is at.
Yeah, right.
But
it just reminds me too that there's so much like history that has gone before that we like literally like now there's a phone number that presented with it. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Right. So you have a piece of history. You've got a picture of a piece of history that you never knew about. So tell us, show us, and then tell us, how did you learn about this and how did you get the picture?
Yeah. And think about how many things exist that were once used that if you showed us now, we wouldn't even have a concept of what it was used for.
Right. Okay, so you have a picture of a synagogue, Tina. Tell us about how you learned about this.
Right. So talking about history, I was talking with a gentleman and he mentioned that before there was the synagogue on North 8th Street in Manitowoc, there was a smaller one that had been established first. And once they outgrew that one, that's when they moved to 8th Street. I said, oh, where was it? He said, the building is still there. I was like, what? So I've lived in Manitowoc, born and raised here. I had never seen this building before. It's on South 13th Street between Hamilton and Madison. And when I drove by, I was like, what a charming and cool little historic building. And the fact that I've never once heard of it, never once drove by it, never once seen it, just kind of blew my mind to like have a completely new discovery in my hometown. Really made my day.
It's really cute. There's something I'm going to use your word charming about like the circular window in the front is stunning.
Yeah.
So pretty. I love the rounded topped windows. I think that's really unique and beautiful. And, anytime you have like a brick building that's been upkept and looks nice, like that's really cool. And I see I think it says New Life Christian Church, which means it's still being used as a church and a religious spot for people to worship. So how special is that for it to transcend different times and even different religions?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's
so
really.
I had no idea. And so then that made I told Teak about it. And so we just like spent an afternoon kind of cruising around different streets to see what we could see, to see if there was anything else new. Nothing else that I discovered, but
Nice. So did you have to go, like you had to go on an adventure and find it and take the picture because you just didn't have any idea?
yeah,
I love
it's a road I must never drive down.
Sure. Back in the day, in my seventh and eighth and ninth grade years of life, I biked around that neighborhood a lot, and I may have, cruised by it at one time or another, but um, cool. What a cool find.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it really stands out. Like when somebody was telling me about it, I thought, huh, I wonder if I drive on that street, if I'll be able to identify what building they're referring to.
Yeah,
It's literally in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So everything else is like a standard kind of looking house. I'm like, okay, this is it.
there it is. Did you hear like, oh, when you came up to it?
I think I might have been saying that out loud.
The angels were singing when you drove upon it.
hmm
I love it. Hey, do you know when um the RAR West construction is supposed to be done?
I talked to the director actually recently, and he said that they're hoping that it'll be ready to go for Sputnik Fest, which is
Nice.
early September.
Yeah, that's very exciting. It looks like, for those of you who haven't driven by there, it looks like they're adding an elevator and really kind of advancing the south side of the building and renovating it.
Yeah, what's kind of cool is they're gonna make the whole mansion now accessible. So for all of these years, they only had steps. So if somebody had any kind of an issue with steps, they haven't been able to experience the mansion. So it's
Right.
kind of awesome.
Yeah. Again, another beautiful place.
Connor said, "Did you ladies know we still have a former train station in Manitowoc?" Okay, Connor, I did not know this. Tell me more, because that's pretty cool.
I'm wondering, my gut instinct is to go over in the neighborhood of Sabbatical Brewing. Now,
There
Sabbatical's an old mill.
there used to be a depot there. So just like north of where Sabbatical is, there's
Yeah,
kind of a
or
clear
south.
area.
Yes, I wonder if one of those buildings is there. Come on, Connor, let us know. Don't hold out on us. Uh,
And Steven said, "That's what happened when I stumbled across Marable Cave Hotel." Oh, right, right. If you're driving out on County R and you suddenly see the hotel, again, it's like, oh, what is this amazing?
right. Yeah, and if you don't know what that is, it definitely looks creepy.
Yeah, he mentions Hotel Hell. I know that there are some rumors out there that it's, haunted, paranormal activity. I don't believe that, but you know,
Yeah. You've had the privilege of shooting up close there, correct?
right, right. We did an interview with one of the caretakers, and they were talking about the fact that it used to be used by like Babyface Nelson and another well-known gangster
Sure.
because of the springs that were there. They would export that spring water down to Chicago, so they just kind of retrofit their trucks, added an extra axle or something to accommodate more weight, and so they would hide the spirits under the water, and that's how they would during Prohibition move the
Very,
alcohol around.
very sneaky. Okay, so Connor just chimed in. South 13th and Franklin Street, which is very close to where the post office is.
Yeah. So
Franklin.
Connor, is that where the Maritime Metro transfer station is? Or is there still a building that's there that is part of that train station? That's fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's railroad tracks that run, along Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry along Franklin Street. So, and like I said, I'm pretty sure bank, um, the post office is like the 12th or 13th block. So it's got to be right in that general neighborhood there.
Yeah, tell
Super
us
cool.
more. History is so fascinating. Hey, good morning, Jeff.
So listen, guys, I had a chance to go to Jeff's new pub last night. My,
What?
my mom and my sister and I popped out there. Yesterday was Jeff's first day open, Submariner's Pub on Maritime Drive. And I'd already eaten dinner, but we had appetizers that were awesome. I brought a cheeseburger home for Doug last night for dinner. It was really fun. He had a great crowd yesterday. Jeff, way to go. I'm super proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, Jeff, that's so awesome. Congratulations. I can't wait to check it out.
Yes, really good stuff.
Okay, Connor said the depot north of Sabbatical has been gone for a while, but the original platform is still there. Okay. And then he said about South 13th and Franklin, right by the curve track.
Yeah, so it
But
curves and it goes back by behind Red Arrow Products, Carry Ingredients.
so, Connor, is there still a building or some sort of structure that's there that's identifiable?
Yeah, I think it's a white building.
Really?
I think so. It's kind of like if you can imagine Maritime Ford and
Mm-hmm.
the post office back in there. Yeah, it comes down Franklin and then it curves and goes, I want to say right back towards right behind Care Ingredients and then I wonder if it goes over a trestle. Where does the train track go?
Aw, Jeff said the cards your daughters made were amazing and made him cry.
Aw, Jeff, they weren't supposed to make you cry.
And Connor wants to know more about the Submariners pub.
Yeah. Connor, it's burgers, steak sandwich, chicken. What am I missing? Jeff had special last night. He had oh man, pork belly, barbecue pork belly and french fries and a Russian burger last night on the menu. Cottage fries were awesome. It's like these like fat little potato chips kind of fried. They were so good. Go
Mm.
check it out.
Fish fries on Friday, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. You have to ask him. I don't know what kind of
Oh.
fryer capacity he has to pull off fish on Fridays. He did tell
Oh.
us prime rib on Saturdays once he gets going. Not quite yet, but soon.
Mm.
But yeah, it was. We left maybe about 8:15 or 8:50 or 9 o'clock last night to head towards home, and the bar area was full, and um, I'm happy.
Oh, hey, Connor confirmed that you must have described it just right regarding the train depot. And Connor, regarding the Submariners pub, it's located at the old Sandpiper. So right on Memorial Drive across from the lake. Is that just past Aurora Hospital?
Yep. So if you go past Aurora Hospital, if we were using like a traditional city block, it's like maybe a block farther towards Two Rivers. But yeah, right along the lake. We sat on the kind of west end of the bar to visit, and we had a perfect view of the lake. It was stunning. It's an awesome spot.
Oh, I didn't think about that. So there's a view of the lake while you're there. That's
There's
brilliant.
there's a total view of the lake there, and rumor has it there's a deck, outside deck coming soon.
Rock on, Jeff. Awesome, you guys. Well, this has been so much fun. Thanks for joining us for our ACDC Back in Black day.
Wait, I'll send you guys off.
We'll see you next time on Coffee with Kristen and Tina.